Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of BordeLaughs podcast. My name is Josh Castro, and today I am doing a Zoom podcast interview with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Mike E Winfield. Guys, how y'all doing? How you doing, Mike?
Hey, great. Hey, why do you call it Border Laughs? Is it,
Oh, the
being South Texas?
I'm from the border, and so it's very identifiable. It's something that it's kind of like a little nod to people that are come from the border town, and
Okay.
so it's kind of reaches branches out to kind of that area, and there's a lot of people here from Austin that live like are from the border, like Laredo and like down the south of San Antonio. So I like to reference myself border because I'm from the border class. I have a showcase called BordeLaughs, and
Yeah.
it's an all Latino showcase. And so
Okay. And were you born here or on the other side of the border?
I was born on the border.
Oh,
Yeah, I was born in El Paso, Texas. I
El
was,
Paso. Yeah,
yeah,
I've been to El Paso. You're right. It's some
yeah,
place
yeah,
called Juarez or something like right there. And
yeah,
they were
man.
like, "Yo, Mike, don't take one more step in that direction, or you may not be able to finish your weekend." I was like, "Why? What happens on that side?" They were like, "You don't want to know."
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, "Okay, I'm back. I'm going back to my room."
But no, that you're absolutely right, man. It was I grew up like 5 minutes away from the border, and let's just say life is a little bit different from the rest of Texas there. So it's a I call my show Border Laughs and Border Laughs podcast. So thanks for being a part of it, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, come on, man. My pleasure. Like I am just open right now. Like
Yeah,
states are trying to right now with comedy, and it just feels amazing because, I mean, we all miss it. We
yeah,
all went without it,
yes, pretty
for a
much.
year. Like, let me tell you, man, COVID hates comedy. You know,
You're
COVID was
absolutely right.
like, take your comedy and shove it up your ass. That's what COVID did. You
Pretty
know,
much, man. Pretty
nobody
much.
deemed us essential. I'm like, what about the joy that people need in their lives from laughter? Isn't that essential? They like, nah, go sign up for unemployment. Like, try. Okay, I'll see.
What
I'll see
about
what you got.
what about an open mic? No, not even open mics either.
No, they were like, you know what you can do? Why don't you do it online to people in different boxes and let me know how that goes? And
Right. Try that.
that's all I had for a year, man. I was like talking in boxes, and then I look left and stare at my wife, and it's really difficult to work out new material about your wife when she's on the other side of the laptop.
I can totally relate to that, man. Totally relate to that. Yeah, that's one of the difficulties of being a comedian, and trying to do comedy during COVID. Yeah, I tried a couple of the Zoom shows too, and you just miss that human connection, man. You miss that,
Yeah.
the physical element of comedy and everything that comes along with it, and the atmosphere and the environment, and it's definitely coming back here in Austin and in Texas. As things start to open it up, and that's great because it's what maybe you're what fifth time around coming down to Texas.
Yeah, man, absolutely. If not more, and man, just to put this point out straightforward, I'm a fan of the Zoom comedy shows until I do a live show. Then I'm
Oh,
like, you know what, Zoom, kick rocks. That was me being clean. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's probably been more time since I've been to just Texas, period. But Austin, yeah, man, I'm
yeah.
probably in the 5-6 range. And Austin's special, man. These people come out when they know you're here.
Definitely, man, definitely, and it's a great opportunity too. And for my listeners who don't know who you are, can you explain? Can you kind of give a little small intro of Mikey Winfield and his accomplishments?
Yo, that's very interesting. I feel like, let me just do this, man. If someone saw my face, then they'll be like, oh, that guy. So I'm gonna explain to people. It's early in our discussion on the podcast,
Yeah,
but bigassteeth.com. So you're gonna go there and you're gonna
there you
see this
go.
black dude with this afro, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, that guy. But man, Hey man, all is well. I've been doing stand up now. Let's just say several. Like I'm over 15 years in stand up right now.
Hmm.
You know, I got
Yeah,
a couple comedy specials lurking around, clips all over YouTube.
there you
You
go. Yeah.
know, yeah, man. A couple appearances on The Office on NBC. You
Yeah,
know,
I see you steady grinding, man, and it's great to see my friends accomplish and be, very accomplished there. And I've seen you steadily grow, man, and it's great to see you watch you from a distance. And so has and I know comedy hasn't been kind to us this past year. So and in your neck of the woods, has it been pretty difficult as well as far as like acting and stuff like that and getting gigs?
hey man, for acting, they are sneaky. Acting is sneaky because we are doing auditions over the laptop now, which I actually like. You
Oh
know, it's a
wow.
lot of self tapes and not having to leave the house for an audition. So,
Yeah.
man, that part is cool. And it's like if they want you, you're going to be in whatever they're recording, you
Right,
know,
right.
so that part's great. As far as the stand up, man, nah, man, California, we just now opened up like maybe tomorrow, where they're allowing concerts. So I've been doing a lot of outdoor shows, man. And I think this is like a Cali flex. I
Yeah.
think we've been doing outdoor shows because we can. We're like, yeah, man, our weather's beautiful. That's all we do when we walk past each other. And it's like, man, don't it feel good out today? Like, I know, don't it? And we just throw a lot of comedy shows in people's garages.
You know what? That's what we ended up doing over here in Austin too. We did we kind of worked around it for our narcissists and our just steady grinding of doing it. We ended up finding a lot of venues that were really open to the fact that they wanted to do shows outside, and with all everything distance and safe, and yeah, we ended up kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about the comments in San Diego. Did ruined it. We were doing this show, man, and
Yeah.
they would not stop harassing the people across the street that was eating outside of the restaurant. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
comics, we grateful enough to be able to do our jokes right here on the street. Why can't you just do it for the 50 people that paid for tickets instead of yelling and trying to be funny at the people across the street? So there was a show we had, and that is just gone now because people were disrespectful.
Yeah.
So those kind of things happen too, man. But overall, yeah, man, I'm at the point where, yo, man, you paying me? Sometimes if I'm not, I'm just trying to perform. I
Yeah.
got things I need to do with the content. So that's
Exactly.
important to me. So
Yeah.
I did every show, man. I was outside. I did a show in a car. I did a drive-in show. I did a show with headphones on, which was one of the best ones.
Yeah.
And the whole audience had on headphones. So literally, when I whispered, it was like, you can hear me. And they could all, and I was like, yo, I feel like a creepo though, because I'm in everybody's ear. Like every word mattered.
Exactly.
It was
I
so
noticed
intense.
that. I noticed that too because I also did a show. It was a drive-in movie theater type where all the cars would come in and we would put it on a radio. And thinking back out of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I probably would have studied. Yeah, you're actually right. Every word matters. and
Oh yeah.
and it was hard. It was hard because you couldn't tell if they were laughing. They would just put their wiper blades back and forth, or they would flash their lights for applause, or it was really hard to determine like, okay, is this
How
working
am I
or not?
doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yo, listen to this show I did, man. It was a Zoom show, but
Hmm.
they had no one in the Zoom room and they broadcast the show for people on Facebook. So it was a crowd of like 200, but
Wow.
nobody was in the room with me. So it was literally me looking at the camera, telling jokes with no stream. So I had no idea how it was going. It was literally like I'm talking to myself
Exactly.
and I did like 45 minutes. So I had to find out like hours later how it was going. And it was comments in there like, poor guy. And there was
Yeah.
comments like, hey man, he's doing great. It's like such a different range. And then I saw people because it was in my same town. They were like, man, you were great the other day. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I was talking to myself. I'm so glad you feel that way. But man, I'm game. And I love Austin, man, because hey man, even the weird people, I need them at the show too, man.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm tired of weird being seen as negative. Weird is just weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grateful that I am weird. Because if I wasn't, I would be like everybody else. I don't want everybody like the same at my
Exactly.
show, you know? So
Exactly.
I'm excited, man.
I'm excited too. And yeah, that's one of the things that I enjoy too about Austin. It does it's a little bit different now since after the pandemic. I think when things are starting to open up, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot more comedy, and I have definitely run into a lot more weirdos since
Yeah,
then.
man.
But there's nothing wrong with it. At least it's not boring. So that's what
No, man.
that's one of the
Boring.
things.
Boring is the scary part.
Exactly,
Yeah, man.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
get bored, you're just like, all right, let's try
yeah,
something else.
exactly, right. And that yeah, with that flex of I think with that flex with you're able to do Zoom shows is actually I think a lot of people were looking down on it as far as oh, I don't do Zoom shows, but actually I think it was were you able to gain like more followers because of
Yo,
it was
man, not only did I gain more followers, man, it kept me sharp.
wow.
So, like for instance, I did a show. It was like this weed shop, right? Packed, man. This was like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and the comics are kind of like, yo, why? Or like, how does it look like you didn't miss a beat? And it's because I was productive. Like,
yes,
even though I might have hated some things I was doing, I was writing and trying. Like,
right,
I didn't quit, man. Even though like it wasn't what I would probably necessarily desire. It was like, hey man, if this is all I can do now,
yeah,
this is what I'm going to do because I
right,
can't just sit around because I
yeah,
got a family, man. I ain't trying to hang out with them all day. They don't
right,
even like me that much.
right. Yeah, that's one of the things I was able to do is like, it forced me into getting to the podcast portion and actually exploring that because that's one of the things that was happening that I was getting through before the pandemic is I was doing my shows, I was producing shows and performing, and then at the same time trying to get this podcast started. So right when that happened, like I was using my funds for the shows to like to get podcast stuff, and then like everything stopped, and I was like, oh man. So I had all this, I had no shows, no funding, so I ended up, scrapping up what money I could get from a second job, and ended up getting some podcast stuff, and it forced me into learning about how to run a little podcast here. So successfully, I got a couple episodes deep, and hopefully people find this pretty interesting, man. So
Yeah, man. That would be nice. That
yeah,
would
yeah,
actually, yeah, be great. And man, just to repeat, I said bigassteeth.com. It's a real website. I gotta say that because people think I'm joking or I'm
yeah,
sending them somewhere filthy. No,
right.
man, it's a real website. Just make sure you don't use a F. It's bigassteeth.com, and it'll have links to this where we will be this
Definitely.
weekend. If you're hearing this in time, which I hope you all come through.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed as a comic, man? I was going to other people's shows when they had them just to be in the
Right.
I just want to be around it. And it
Yes.
feels so good, man. It feels good to see a server walking around or comics, talking in the back rooms and
We took the little things for granted. We took the little things for granted, and we're definitely blessed to have it back. And before COVID too, you had an issue. You had just released or during the pandemic, you did release one of your specials, didn't you? Amazon
hey,
special.
yeah, man. Yeah, I got an Amazon Prime hour comedy special. And hey, man, you know what? That's weird though, because the pandemic helped it. People were
Wow.
stuck at the house and they were like, man, we ran out of funny stuff to watch. Let's watch Mikey Winfield. No, not fucking man, but hey man, it helped the numbers because people
Yeah.
just was looking for content. They like, yo,
Right.
man, we need something to watch. And
Yeah.
man, my special is called Step Man. It is on Amazon Prime right now. And what people don't know, man, I got like a secret special too.
Yeah.
I got another one that is free on YouTube. It's the first one. It's like the prequel. It's called My Side of the Story. Yeah, man.
There it
Under
is.
Mikey Winfield on YouTube. So I got like, and it's fun, man, because now I'm in the process. Like what they're gonna see is all brand new material.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, all right, man, this is the third hour coming soon. It's just,
There you go.
hey, man,
Yeah, I'm
Austin is
excited. I'm excited
busy.
because I was able to watch it. I was able to watch it, and it was real funny, and I
Oh,
really,
thank you, man.
I really enjoyed it, and it's something that I looked forward to when you had dropped it. And it was the same situation. I just wanted some content. I wanted something to watch, man, because yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
depressing. It was pretty depressing for those last months. But yeah,
That's why we need to be essential. We're out here saving
right?
souls.
Right? We're
But
the
I
ones
get it.
putting smiles on the faces of the essential workers, man. That's
Yeah,
what it
man.
is.
When does that count for something?
We do industry nights for a reason, right? But no, you were able to do that Amazon special, and was that so? How when you first got approached to do that, like how was what was the process for that? Was that somebody
Yo,
that called you out and be like, "Hey, we want to do this"? Amazon reached out to you, or you kind
let
of
me tell you, man, my story is better than most. And I'll
okay?
explain. And if there's comics tuned in,
Well,
yo, man,
definitely. There
yo,
will be there will be
they,
comics tuned in.
oh, they're gonna love this. So, man, the moral of the story is wait for no one. I was one of these guys that's like, yo, man, I felt like I've been passed up for
Uh-huh.
like half hour specials because I don't have a half hour, hours. And I know I got the catalog of jokes.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, for whatever reason, they passed up on Mikey Winfield. But I'm
Uh-huh.
like, yo, man, some of my favorite comedians ever have self-produced to come out of the gutter. Guys like Cat Williams, man. Guys like, there's more than that, obviously. And I was like, man, forget this. I'm producing my own joint. So I produced my side of the story.
There you go.
We talking a 7 camera shoot, shot it where I wanted to inside of a club. It's 4K,
Yeah.
it's the jokes I want to do. And
Yeah.
we pitch it and no one buys it. But it's shopped around so much that so many eyes got on it so that when they were like, Amazon was like, hey man, we're gonna start throwing specials. Who can we get? And man, I was like on a short list. And the offer came because they had already saw my special and was like, oh, this guy's capable. He showed us a very funny comedy special that we didn't buy. Now we could buy it and own it. So that worked out, man, really for
That's
both of
great.
us because it gave me tremendous exposure. It's helped numbers. It has like just art, man. I just want content out. You
Yeah.
know, when it's all said and done, man, I just want several specials and several other pieces of like comedy script and like a little everything, man.
Yeah, yeah. And that was great. That was great for that to happen and so now it's just the future of the next special now, the next hour and putting everything all together for Mikey Winfield, man. That's I'm very happy for you, man. That's great.
I only want to do a half hour right now.
Yeah.
Man, as much as I love the hour, I'm like, yo, man, what if I just give them 30 hot, of like stuff I like believe in that destroys. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah. Eh,
man, because people's what's it called? Their attention spans are like so short now anyway.
yeah.
Now, if you got this super base that they like, yo, we love you, we want more, then okay. I got the hour or I'll have it when it's time, but I'm fine
Yeah.
with 30 also.
And you're originally from Baltimore, right? Maryland?
Baltimore, Maryland, baby. Yeah, man.
And and so you use a lot of your comedy. Does it stem a lot from where you grew up from, or it's more like your wife and how you kind of deal with those situations?
Yo, I will tell you that being home for, this past time has just opened up new levels of observation. So, man, like a lot of news a lot of sitting at the house, staring at my wife all day, us deciding if we still want to do this, you know,
All right.
a lot of family stuff. Like it's such a mix, man. And
Yeah.
it's weird how being home allowed me to have more variety. Like I used to just be talk about marriage and relationships and
Yeah.
hardships. And
Yeah.
I love that, which I still do. But I think I just kind of mix it up a little bit more just because that's what my life has been. Is like, yo, man,
Yeah.
like I'm on Reddit reading all these ridiculous ass stories every day just to keep myself occupied. And I'm like, yo, this has been here the whole time.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. No one told me. And they were like, yeah, man, I read the craziest stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
You
man,
know,
look at this. Let me just tell you look how short this thing is.
go
I'm
ahead.
reading a story, man, about this lady, right? She with her husband. She tells him, I'm gonna run to the store real quick, right? So she goes out to the car. She, like most of us, oh, I forgot my mask. She comes back in the house. Her husband is on the computer jerking off on the screen, right? Story gets worse when you think it's over. She looks on the screen. It's a picture of her mom.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, you guys, what should I do? I'm like, I have nothing for you, but this is entertaining. Hey man, what? So yeah,
That is
man,
that
I
is a
keep
crazy
myself
story.
busy with stuff like that all the time. I just read everyone's personal life. I don't care if it's fact or fiction, it's real to me.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Yeah, you were able to keep occupied, and I did notice too. Like after taking a little break, as comics, we kind of like tend to forget. Like, oh yeah, we do have some family that there could be potentially like funny situations that happen, and most people are probably really relatable to it. So,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and and one of the things that you're able to relate to a lot of people, and you always mention in your comedy, Stepman, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. So like even when I clear it up, I talk about like who I'm into. Like
Yeah,
when it gets to that part of the show, like I like moms.
yeah, yeah,
I've always been attracted to moms, man, especially older moms. And my wife just happens to be one, she's
yeah,
older mom, she had a kid before, we were together. And so now I have a stepson. And it's just cool being, a parent to a kid that's close to your age. And I call
yeah.
him Stepman. So yeah, man. And people love Stepman. Go on my Instagram page, you guys. It's Mike E Winfield, Instagram Mike E Winfield, and you can see photos of Stepman because people don't know, like, yo, is this real? And then
Hell
you
yeah.
see him, you see me and him, you're like, yo,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Even on
You
my
know,
website, if you go on my website, man, I got a T-shirt. You can just see his photo
uh-huh.
with mine, and man, Stepman, yo, man, he's trying to grow up, which is great. I want that man to grow up, he's trying to like work and stuff. And
Yeah.
but man, it's a slow process, he's really taking his time. And you
That's
know,
funny situation, man. Yeah, that's always one thing. Like when I was growing up, something I related to a lot because it was like my mom was a single parent, but I was on the opposite end. I was
yeah.
like she had like always like different dudes that would try to impress her and stuff like that. So like some guy would always like buy us like church's chicken on a Friday night, and I'm like, man,
Oh damn.
I would tell my mom you should keep dating him just so I
For
can get
real.
free.
Yo,
Just
it
so
would be funnier if you had that beard the whole time too.
yeah.
Hey man, I like it, man. Yeah, he brings the okra and everything from the church's chicken. Yeah,
that was
man.
that
Right.
was hey, your dad. That was hilarious.
So man, what is your mom's fine? She was fine. No
Which
man, don't answer that question. Anyways, man, so yeah, man, Stepman is he helps me, man. He helps me look at things different, because
yeah,
all this new generational TikTok and all this stuff, I can't really figure it out, but Stepman to know how to work the stuff or
right.
you
Leave it to
know,
the younger generation to kind of like explain it to you a little bit better because I've done the same thing too. Like, what does this mean? Can I get some clarification on this? There's a
yeah, man, yeah, they help you clear all that stuff out, So
and so also recently you were the thing that you were a part of was you were a pet judge
oh man.
with Gary Busey. Is that something that
Yo,
popped
man,
up
let
on
me
my
tell you.
radar?
If you're listening and you have seen this show, this is one of the most ridiculous things you will encounter in your entire life. So there's this show called Gary Busey Pet Judge.
Wow.
Gary Busey rules on pet court cases, and I'm his bailiff. Now you need
I've
to go
seen
watch this
this.
show. Yeah. And what happens is people are like, is this real? I'll tell you guys right now, it's real to Gary.
That's hilarious.
So you need to go watch this.
And
It's
so
so out the box. Everything about it is like, yo, what did I just watch? And there's 6 episodes. It's on Amazon Prime streaming right now. It's so yeah.
and what's your role on the show? You're the bailiff, and
Yeah. I played a bailiff, man. And let me tell you about this. When they were like, all right, great, Mike, you'll be the bailiff. They gave me zero instruction. No one, no producers, no one did anything, man. They were just like, you're the bailiff. I'm like, all right, bro, I guess I've seen bailiffs before. I guess I'll do what I think I'm supposed to do. They told me nothing, man. So I'm just standing there doing anything I wanted. I was on my phone. I was checking people. I was like singing sometimes. Like I did anything, man.
oh
I was
man, you should
caught
you
up in the
should
cases. It was
you,
ridiculous.
you should go at the entrance of the jury room and just start checking IDs and let people in.
Yo, man, I had when I talk about the ultimate green light, it was like, let's just see what they won't let me do.
Right?
Yo,
That's probably the best way to do it, man. Is just tread those waters and see what comes up with it. But that's great.
yo,
That's a great opportunity for you too, man, to kind of expand and like,
yeah, man. I didn't even have on regular like bailiff shoes. I had on Jordans. I had on a whole bailiff uniform with the shirt, the pants with the crease, and
I,
some
re-
J's.
I remember seeing like a little snippet of you like handing some papers to Gary Busey.
Yeah, right. Right, man. Hey man, I always find myself in these odd places, but my motto, man, is kind of just getting where I fit in. Like I ain't gonna force and try to do things that's just not me. If
Yeah,
something comes to me, I'm supposed to have it. So I just kind of keep busy and just doing it that way, letting things happen instead of like, oh man, everybody's doing that. You should be doing that. It
right.
went back to the special. Everybody's getting that. Nah, man, make your own
There you go.
and watch things happen for yourself.
There you go. And so that pet judge, so the premise of the show is what, like, is it like people in disputes that,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, animal disputes. Like lady brought in her bird, and her husband wanted to decide who would get custody of it, and Gary had to decide who would get custody of this. It was a gigantic bird, and man, he heard both sides, and he had to settle the case. And
that's
man,
hilarious.
I don't think I blinked during that case. I was like, I can't stop watching this. This
And
is really good.
you get cases like where people like bite, like dogs bite people, or is it just pure just animal disputes?
It was they were all like advanced. So no, it was nothing as simple as the dog bite. It was like a lady wanted to bring a snake in a hotel.
Oh,
Yeah, man, it
wow.
was it was so
And
far gone.
how is it working with Gary Busey?
Yo, man, this guy is he's special, man. That guy was he was cool, man. He was really cool to
Yeah,
work with.
yeah.
He was unique, it was a lot to learn from, and I really enjoyed the experience.
That's good to know, man. Well, Mikey, we got you coming down to Austin, Texas here this coming up Friday. If you guys are listening to this Friday and Saturday here in Austin, Texas at Santa Cruz Theater. And it's a little culture arts theater that we've been doing a couple shows and actually held a lot of comics over during the pandemic. So they were able to give a little stage time during the pandemic, and they opened up a lot of doors for comedians. So it's a real special place to me, and a real special place to the environment there as well, because it's yeah, the Cultural Arts Theater is kind of like the last gentrified place in the neighborhood
Okay.
that that's actually owned by people that are from the actual neighborhood.
Look at
And
that. Look
Yeah.
at that.
So it's a real cool, unique little place, and really looking forward to seeing you come and working with you again, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see all my Austin people, and I'm ready to tell these damn jokes. You know, they can't just all live in my head forever.
You gotta go somewhere.
They do.
Well, Mike, yeah, I think we're good on time here. I just want to get a little short and simple introduction to who you are, and give people a chance to check out Mikey Winfield while you're here in town. And thank you so much for joining us. Did you have if you wanted to throw in another plug for it in there for you?
Hey, man, when you do, look, bigassteeth.com, okay? Scroll to the bottom, sign up for the emails, find the social media, Instagram, Mikey Winfield, Facebook, Mikey Winfield, Twitter, Mikey Winfield. I'm on all of it. And let us know that you listening, you know? So reach out, man. It's cool, man. And it's everybody is ready to get out. You know, we even gonna play it safe. Bring your mask.
Yes.
You know, make sure you're as safe as you want to be.
Exactly.
And then I'm going balls to the walls with these damn jokes.
There you have it, guys. We have Mikey Winfield here, April 14th, 16th, and 17th at Santa Cruz Theater here in Austin, Texas. I hope to see you all there. This has been another episode of BordeLaughs Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this has been Mikey Winfield. Ate guacho. See you later. Thank you.
Peace.